The bright studio lights illuminated the set of Late Night Laughs, a popular talk show known for its irreverent humor and bold commentary. The audience settled into their seats, eager for an evening of entertainment. The host, a charismatic figure with a reputation for his sharp wit and controversial remarks, strode onto the stage with a confident grin. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show," the host began, his voice filled with energy. "Tonight, we've got a special guest, the one and only Melania Trump." The audience applauded politely, their curiosity piqued. Melania, the former First Lady, had always been a figure of fascination and scrutiny. She walked onto the stage with grace, her poised demeanor a stark contrast to the host's brash style. As she took her seat, the host wasted no time diving into the interview. "So, Melania," the host began, his tone dripping with sarcasm, "what's it like going from the White House to, well, whatever it is you're doing now?" The audience chuckled, sensing the host's intent to provoke. Melania remained composed, her expression calm and collected. She was no stranger to criticism and had weathered many storms during her time in the public eye. The host continued, his remarks becoming increasingly pointed. "I have to ask, how do you manage with that accent of yours? It must have been quite the challenge to communicate effectively as the First Lady." The laughter from the audience grew louder, but there was an undercurrent of discomfort. The host's mocking tone and derogatory comments were pushing the boundaries of good taste. Yet Melania showed no signs of flinching. Her calm, steely gaze remained fixed on the host. As the camera zoomed in on her serene expression, the tension in the studio became palpable. Viewers at home leaned closer to their screens, sensing that something significant was about to happen. The host, emboldened by the audience's reaction, leaned back in his chair, a smug smile playing on his lips. But Melania was not one to be easily rattled. With a deep breath, she prepared to deliver her response. The air was thick with anticipation, and the audience fell silent, eager to hear what she would say. In that moment, it became clear that Melania's reply would be anything but ordinary. She was about to deliver an epic clapback that would leave the host, the audience, and viewers at home stunned. The stage was set for a powerful and unforgettable moment, one that would be remembered long after the cameras stopped rolling. Earlier in the show, the host had set the stage with his usual blend of humor and sarcasm, a style that had garnered him a substantial following. His reputation for making controversial and edgy comments was well known, and his fans eagerly awaited the moments when he would push the envelope. As the cameras rolled and the live audience settled in, the host began with his typical monologue, peppered with jabs at various public figures. The energy in the studio was electric and the laughter flowed easily. However, as the interview with Melania Trump approached, there was a noticeable shift in the tone. "All right, folks, let's give a warm welcome to our special guest tonight, the former First Lady Melania Trump," the host announced with a flourish. The audience clapped politely, though there was a palpable sense of curiosity about how the segment would unfold. From the moment Melania took her seat, it was clear that the host had an agenda. He started with seemingly innocuous questions about her life after the White House, but it didn't take long for his remarks to become pointed. "So, Melania, what have you been up to since your days in the White House?" the host asked, a smirk playing on his lips. "I mean, it's not like you've got a 9 to 5, right?" The audience chuckled, but the humor had an edge that left some feeling uneasy. Melania, maintaining her poise, responded graciously, talking about her various initiatives and projects. But the host was not satisfied with surface-level answers. "Tell me, how do you manage with that accent of yours?" he continued, his tone dripping with sarcasm. "It must have been quite the challenge for you, especially in official settings." The laughter from the audience grew louder, but it was clear that the host's remarks were beginning to cross a line. Melania's composed demeanor remained unshaken, but the tension in the room was evident. The host's mockery of her accent and background was not just a cheap shot. It was a deliberate attempt to undermine her. As the camera zoomed in on Melania's face, the viewers at home could see the steely determination in her eyes. She had faced criticism and ridicule before, and she knew how to handle herself with grace and dignity. The host, however, seemed oblivious to the impact of his words, continuing to push the boundaries. The audience's laughter echoed through the studio, but there was a growing sense of discomfort. The host's relentless mockery was beginning to wear thin, and the viewers could sense that something significant was about to happen. Melania took a deep breath, her expression calm and composed. She knew that she had the power to turn the situation around, to respond with strength and eloquence. The stage was set for an epic clapback that would leave the host, the audience, and viewers at home stunned. In that moment, The atmosphere in the studio shifted. The audience fell silent, their eyes fixed on Melania as they awaited her response. The anticipation was palpable, and it was clear that the former First Lady was about to deliver a moment of unforgettable grace and power. As the host's mocking comments filled the air, Melania Trump remained calm and composed. Her serene expression betrayed no hint of the emotions she might have been feeling inside. This moment was a testament to her inner strength, a quality she had developed through years of navigating public scrutiny and personal challenges. Melania's journey to becoming the First Lady had been anything but ordinary. Born in Slovenia, she grew up in a small town where she learned the values of hard work and perseverance from a young age. Her ambition and determination led her to pursue a career in modeling, a path that would eventually take her to the United States. Her transition from a successful modeling career to the role of the First Lady of the United States was marked by resilience and grace. Throughout her time in the White House, Melania faced constant criticism and scrutiny, yet she always managed to carry herself with dignity. She became known for her advocacy work, particularly in the areas of children's well-being and anti-bullying campaigns. As the camera focused on Melania's composed expression, viewers could see the strength that had carried her through so many challenges. She had faced adversity with poise, and this moment was no different. The host's mockery might have been intended to provoke, but Melania's calm demeanor spoke volumes about her character. In the face of the host's derogatory remarks about her accent and background, Melania's mind drifted to the journey that had brought her here. She remembered the challenges of learning a new language and adapting to a new culture. She thought about the resilience it had taken to rise above the criticism and to continue advocating for causes she believed in. Melania knew that this moment was an opportunity to demonstrate the strength and resilience that had defined her life. She took a deep breath, centering herself and preparing to respond. The audience might have been expecting a different reaction, but Melania was determined to rise above the negativity and respond with dignity. As the tension in the studio grew, Melania's inner strength became a beacon of inspiration. She was a reminder that true power came from within, and that grace and resilience could overcome even the harshest of criticisms. Her journey had taught her the importance of staying true to oneself, regardless of the challenges or opinions of others. With the audience and viewers at home hanging on her every move, Melania prepared to deliver a response that would not only address the host's mockery, but also remind everyone of the importance of kindness, respect, and inner strength. It was a moment that would showcase her character and leave a lasting impression on all who witnessed it. The tension in the studio reached its peak as Melania Trump prepared to respond to the host's mocking comments. The audience, sensing that they were on the verge of witnessing something significant, fell silent. The camera zoomed in on Melania's composed expression, capturing the moment of anticipation. With a calm and steady voice, Melania began to speak. "You know," she said, her accent clear and unwavering, "when I came to this country, I faced many challenges. Learning a new language, adapting to a new culture, and yes, dealing with people who judged me based on my accent and background. But I chose to rise above it and focus on making a positive impact." The audience, initially taken aback by her poise, began to listen intently. Melania continued, her words measured and thoughtful. "I have always believed that actions speak louder than words. Throughout my time as First Lady, I worked on initiatives that aim to improve the lives of children and promote kindness and empathy. These are values that I hold dear, and I hope they resonate with others as well." The host, caught off guard by Melania's eloquent response, shifted uncomfortably in his seat. He had not expected her to respond with such dignity and grace. Melania's calm demeanor and powerful words began to shift the mood in the studio. "Mocking someone for their accent or background does not reflect who they are or their worth," Melania continued, her gaze unwavering. "It only shows a lack of understanding and empathy. We should strive to lift each other up and show kindness, especially during times of division and uncertainty." As Melania spoke, the audience's initial shock gave way to a sense of admiration. Her words carried a weight that resonated with those listening, and the room was filled with a newfound respect for her. The host, realizing the impact of her response, struggled to regain control of the conversation. "Melania, I didn't mean to," the host began, but Melania gently interrupted him. "It's important to remember that we all have a platform and a voice," she said. "We can use it to spread positivity and make a difference, or we can use it to tear others down. I choose to use my voice to promote kindness and understanding, and I hope others will do the same." The audience erupted in applause, their appreciation for Melania's powerful clapback evident. The host, momentarily at a loss for words, was met with a chorus of cheers and approval for Melania. Her response had not only shut down the mockery, but had also inspired those watching to reflect on their own actions and attitudes. As the applause continued, Melania's serene expression remained unchanged. She had delivered her message with the grace and strength that had defined her journey, leaving an indelible mark on the audience and viewers at home. It was a moment of empowerment and inspiration, one that would be remembered long after the show had ended. The atmosphere in the studio had shifted, and the impact of Melania's words was undeniable. She had turned a moment of ridicule into an opportunity to promote kindness and empathy, leaving the host and the audience with much to consider. Her epic clapback had not only shut down the show, but had also sparked a conversation about the importance of respect and understanding in our interactions with others. As Melania finished her powerful clapback, the studio was momentarily silent, the weight of her words hanging in the air. Then, almost as if a dam had broken, the audience erupted into applause. The reaction was immediate and overwhelming, a testament to the impact of her dignified and eloquent response. The camera panned across the audience, capturing a range of expressions. Some were stunned into silence, their eyes wide with admiration for Melania's poise and strength. Others clapped enthusiastically, their faces beaming with respect and approval. It was clear that her words had resonated deeply with many in the room. In the front row, a woman wiped away tears, visibly moved by Melania's message of kindness and empathy. Beside her, a young man nodded vigorously, clearly inspired by her call for understanding and respect. The energy in the studio had shifted from the initial discomfort of the host's mockery to a collective sense of admiration for Melania's grace under pressure. The applause continued, echoing through the studio and beyond. Viewers at home, watching the live broadcast, took to social media to express their reactions. Hashtags related to the show and Melania's clapback began trending almost instantly, with people from all over the world sharing their thoughts and reflections. Melania Trump just shut down the host with such class and dignity. Respect, tweeted one viewer, capturing the sentiment of many. Her message about kindness and empathy is something we all need to hear right now. Bravo, Melania. Inspiration, posted another. Back in the studio, the host, caught off guard by the overwhelming support for Melania, tried to regain his composure. He had expected a different reaction, perhaps even a flustered or defensive response from Melania. Instead, she had turned the tables with a calm and powerful rebuttal that left him at a loss for words. As the applause finally began to die down, the host forced a smile, attempting to salvage the situation. Well, Melania, you certainly know how to make a point, he said, his voice lacking the confidence it had just moments before. Melania, still composed and serene, simply nodded. Thank you, she replied. I believe it's important to stand up for what we believe in and to promote kindness and understanding in all our interactions. The audience erupted in applause once more, their admiration for Melania unwavering. The host, realizing that any further attempts to undermine her would only backfire, decided to move on to a different topic. But the impact of Melania's words had already left an indelible mark on the show and its viewers. As the camera continued to capture the reactions of the audience, it was clear that Melania's clapback had not only silenced her detractor, but had also inspired many. Her message of resilience, kindness, and empathy resonated deeply, reminding everyone of the importance of treating others with respect. The atmosphere in the studio had been transformed, and the conversation had shifted to a more positive and reflective tone. Melania's strength and grace had shone through, leaving a lasting impression on all who witnessed the moment. It was a powerful reminder that even in the face of mockery, dignity, and kindness could prevail. As the echoes of the audience's applause began to fade, the host found himself in an unfamiliar position, on the defensive. The confident, smug demeanor he had maintained throughout the show had been shattered by Melania's powerful clapback. Struggling to regain his composure, he forced a smile and leaned forward in his chair. Well, Melania, you've certainly given us a lot to think about, he said, his tone attempting to regain a sense of control. Thank you for sharing your perspective. But the audience wasn't ready to let the moment pass so easily. Many were still buzzing with excitement, their admiration for Melania palpable. Some even began to murmur disapprovingly at the host's attempt to downplay the situation. Sensing the shift in the room, the host decided to pivot. Let's move on to something a bit lighter, shall we? He suggested, trying to steer the conversation away from the tension. Melania, what can you tell us about your upcoming projects? Melania, ever composed, responded graciously. I'm continuing my work on initiatives that focus on children's well-being and promoting kindness and empathy. These are values that are close to my heart, and I believe they can make a positive impact on our society." The host nodded, visibly relieved to be on safer ground. "That sounds wonderful," he said, though his usual enthusiasm was noticeably subdued. The audience's attention, however, remained firmly on Melania, their respect for her unwavering. Despite the host's efforts to move on, the impact of Melania's clapback lingered in the air. Viewers at home continued to react on social media, praising her strength and calling out the host for his initial mockery. Hashtags like Melania Clapback and Respect Melania began trending, as people from all walks of life expressed their support. In the control room, the producers exchanged glances, aware that this episode would be remembered for a long time. They had witnessed a rare moment of television where genuine grace and dignity had taken center stage, overshadowing the usual antics of the show. Back in the studio, the host wrapped up the interview, his tone more subdued than usual. "Thank you for joining us, Melania. It's been a pleasure having you on the show," he said, extending a hand. Melania shook his hand politely. "Thank you for having me," she replied, her voice steady and sincere. "I hope we can all continue to promote kindness and understanding in our daily lives." As the cameras cut to a commercial break, the studio audience erupted in applause once more, their admiration for Melania undiminished. The host, meanwhile, sat back in his chair, contemplating the unexpected turn the show had taken. It was a moment of reflection for everyone involved. The host had been reminded of the importance of respect and empathy, while the audience and viewers at home had witnessed a powerful example of inner strength and grace. The incident would spark discussions and debates, but it would also leave a lasting impression of the importance of kindness and understanding in our interactions with others. As the show resumed, the atmosphere in the studio had shifted. The usual lighthearted banter was tinged with a newfound sense of respect and introspection. Melania's epic clapback had not only shut down the show, but had also sparked a moment of reflection and growth for everyone involved. It was a reminder that even in the face of mockery, dignity and kindness could prevail. As the cameras cut to a commercial break and the audience continued to applaud, the impact of Melania's clapback reverberated beyond the studio. Within minutes, clips from the show began circulating on social media, quickly going viral. People from all corners of the internet shared the powerful moment, expressing their admiration for Melania's grace and strength. On Twitter, hashtags like #Melania Clapback and #Respect Melania began trending, with users praising her for standing up to the host's mockery with dignity and poise. Celebrities, public figures, and everyday individuals weighed in, adding their voices to the growing chorus of support. Melania Trump just shut down that host with such class. We all can learn something from her. "Respect Melania," tweeted a well-known journalist, capturing the sentiment of many. "Her message about kindness and empathy is exactly what we need right now. Bravo, Melania." "Inspiration," posted a popular influencer, resonating with countless followers. As the show returned from the commercial break, the atmosphere in the studio remained charged with the energy of the moment. The host, now fully aware of the impact of Melania's response, attempted to steer the conversation in a more positive direction. However, it was clear that the focus had shifted, and the audience's admiration for Melania had only grown stronger. News outlets quickly picked up on the story, with headlines highlighting the former First Lady's powerful rebuttal. "Melania Trump silences TV host with dignified clapback," and "Melania's graceful response wins hearts" were just a few of the headlines that dominated the news cycle. The incident sparked widespread discussions about the importance of respect and empathy in public discourse. The positive reactions weren't limited to social media and news outlets. The impact of Melania's clapback extended to personal conversations and communities, inspiring people to reflect on their own behavior and attitudes. It served as a reminder that kindness and understanding could prevail even in the face of adversity. As Melania's words continued to resonate, she received an outpouring of support from various organizations and individuals who appreciated her advocacy for kindness and empathy. Letters, emails, and messages flooded in, expressing gratitude for her unwavering dedication to promoting positive values. Melania, ever gracious, took the time to respond to many of these messages, thanking people for their support and encouraging them to continue spreading kindness in their own lives. Her actions further solidified her image as a figure of resilience and grace, someone who used her platform to make a meaningful difference. The host, meanwhile, faced a wave of criticism for his mocking remarks. While some defended his style of humor, many called for a more respectful and empathetic approach to interviews and public interactions. The incident served as a wake-up call, prompting reflection on the impact of words and the importance of treating others with dignity. In the days that followed, the conversation around Melania's clapback continued to evolve. People shared their own stories of overcoming adversity and the power of kindness, inspired by Melania's example. The moment had sparked a broader dialogue about empathy and respect, encouraging individuals to consider the impact of their actions and words on others. As the initial wave of reactions began to settle, the lasting impact of Melania's response remained. It was a powerful reminder of the strength that came from within, the importance of standing up for what was right, and the transformative power of kindness and empathy. The moment would be remembered not just as a clapback, but as an inspiring example of grace under pressure. As the initial wave of reactions began to settle, the lasting impact of Melania's powerful response remained etched in the minds of many. The moment had transcended a simple talk show segment and evolved into a broader conversation about respect, empathy, and the power of words. For Melania, the experience served as a reminder of her resilience and inner strength. She had faced adversity head-on and responded with grace and dignity. Her clapback had not only silenced her detractor, but had also inspired countless individuals to stand up for themselves and to promote kindness in their own lives. It was a testament to the enduring impact of staying true to one's values, even in the face of criticism. In the days that followed, Melania continued her advocacy work with renewed vigor. The support and admiration she received from people around the world fueled her determination to make a positive difference. Her initiatives focused on children's well-being and promoting kindness gained even more traction, with individuals and organizations eager to join her in her mission. The talk show host, meanwhile, took the opportunity for self-reflection. The overwhelming criticism he faced prompted him to reconsider his approach to humor and public discourse. He realized that while edgy jokes might garner attention, they often came at the expense of others' dignity. The incident had been a wake-up call, challenging him to use his platform more responsibly. As the host issued a public apology for his remarks, he acknowledged the importance of treating guests and individuals with respect. He committed to fostering a more positive and inclusive environment on his show, one that celebrated differences and promoted understanding. It was a step toward growth and a recognition of the impact his words could have on others. The broader public, too, was influenced by the incident. Conversations about the importance of empathy and respect in public discourse gained momentum, with people sharing their own experiences of overcoming adversity and promoting kindness. The story of Melania's clapback became a symbol of resilience and the transformative power of grace under pressure. Schools, community centers, and workplaces used the moment as a teaching opportunity, emphasizing the value of empathy and understanding. Workshops and discussions on respectful communication and the impact of words were organized, encouraging individuals to reflect on their own behavior and attitudes. The ripple effect of Melania's response extended far beyond the confines of the talk show studio. It inspired a renewed commitment to kindness and empathy in various spheres of life. People were reminded that even in moments of conflict, dignity and respect could prevail, creating a more compassionate and inclusive society. As Melania reflected on the incident, she felt a deep sense of fulfillment. She had used her voice to promote positive values and had inspired others to do the same. It was a reminder that true strength lay in one's ability to rise above negativity and to stay true to one's principles. In the end, the moment had been about more than just a clapback. It had been a powerful demonstration of the enduring impact of kindness, empathy, and inner strength. It was a story that would be remembered and retold, serving as an inspiring example of how dignity and grace could transform even the most challenging situations. Thank you for joining us on this journey of reflection and growth. Remember, our words and actions have the power to make a lasting impact. Let this story inspire you to approach each day with empathy, kindness, and respect. Share your own experiences and acts of kindness with us, and together, let's create a ripple effect of positivity in our communities. Subscribe to our channel for more uplifting stories and be part of the movement to spread compassion and understanding. Star.